I would say they should talk to Terry if they're interested in buying apartment units, because it's all he's done for quite some time. He's extremely knowledgeable, and he's very good at showing you whether or not a property is going to cash flow, whether a property is designed more for creating equity or both. And I think that kind of guidance is extremely important. There's a lot of brokers out there that can go look at MLS and shoot you a bunch of listings, and that's great, I guess. But that's not really what I was looking for. I was looking for someone to help me very quickly identify properties that were going to work for me, because there's a tremendous amount of risk when you buy real estate. You're committed to that property for a very, very long time. You're on the hook for a big loan in some cases. And if you're paying cash, you could potentially wind up losing a lot of money if the numbers don't work correctly. So having somebody with that kind of experience is kind of like insurance for me, to protect my investment and all the hard work it takes here in my office to get the money to invest into real estate. I don't want to put that at risk, and that's why I feel comfortable with Terry.
Well, there's a couple of things that really stand out. Number one is he has a great deal of experience, and he has a great deal of experience on both sides of real estate transactions, meaning he can represent a buyer quite easily, and he can go and represent a seller. I must happen to be a seller in these last two instances, and so that experience comes through because he knows the marketplace. He knows people, and he knows how to market. He uses everything from phone calls to internet, I guess even the cloud, I'm not sure. But and when he goes to market with something, there are very seldom any surprises. In other words, if a buyer in this case asks a question, he's probably already answered it or is prepared to answer it. I think the second thing that I like is the fact that he's a specialist. In this case, he primarily does apartments and commercial properties. He's not a residential type person. He doesn't do typically development type things. Although the first time I dealt with ACI, I bought a piece of raw land and built 24 apartments on it, which was a deal on my own nickel, so to speak. So I've gone through the process with ACI and with understanding that they can do, they can assist a developer if that's what you're doing. But typically the products that he's involved with are already built, ready to go. I guess the third thing is he's very thorough, he's honest, and what I like is that he's able to anticipate the problems, help make the decisions away from me. In other words, if there's a problem with deposits or getting some documents together or something like that, he knows where to go, how to get that, and I'm not bothered with that. So I'm happy. And I guess the last thing I should say is that he keeps me informed, and that's important. He doesn't bother me. In other words, he's not calling every day, he's not sending me emails every day. He's very careful about his contacts, when they are and what they are. And every time we talk, it's something meaningful, which is, I'm a fairly busy person, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'd say he's extremely knowledgeable of the whole county and how it functions. Where we live, everything kind of interconnects. Everything, there's little microcosms, if you will, within the real estate market throughout this county, and he understands how those function.
Like I said, I do highly recommend Terry to anybody that's looking for a good broker. And again, multifamily is it's his specialty. This is what he does, and he does it very well. And he's been doing it for many years, so he knows it inside and out. There are a lot of new brokers coming into the industry. They're energetic, they're enthusiastic, but they don't have those years of experience. He's been through a lot of real estate cycles, as I have too. And real estate is a changing game all the time, and he's gotten to a point where he's gone through enough cycles that he can anticipate when the next ones are coming about. And that's important.
Yeah, I think one thing I would say is, and personally, I haven't done any of these deals yet, but hopefully we move along in this process that as my portfolio expands, I'll start having, in fact, we're right now, Terry and I talking about taking the property he originally sold me and exchanging it into a larger property. And the one thing about the company that Terry works for is that their sole focus is on apartment buildings. So the advantage I see there is that you have a group of professionals that have a wide group of clients, and we have talked once or twice about properties that other brokers within ACI are listing, and that to me is comforting, because they know the market probably, as far as I can tell, better than anybody else. So any of those pocket listings, any of those unique properties, they've already got somebody in their office that's going to have access to that, or odds are would be greater that they're going to have access to that. So it's not just Terry that you're getting, it's the rest of the organization that you get as well. It's not like they're off doing commercial on one end and houses on the other end and doing loans on, or as far as I know, doing loans on the other end. It's very focused into one discipline. And that's the discipline I want to be in, because again, my family has a real estate background. If you're going to invest in real estate, apartments seem to be the most bulletproof. Everybody's got to live everywhere, but shopping malls and commercial buildings don't necessarily need to have tenants all the time. So having that focus and discipline within their organization, I think, is extremely helpful.